Here's a game we haven't had on the channel in a heck of a long time. It's Recettear, an item shop's tale. I think I streamed this about 4 years ago. But I've been itching to play it again, and I've been sick as a dog for the past week, so it's nice to play something with a bit of a healing vision to it. So, let's get going. Alright, that about does it for introductions. We got Recettear, the little girl, and the little fairy Tear. We're gonna run the store together. I'm probably gonna blitz through most of the tutorial stuff because I know how this game works. Alright, we gotta love the guild master here. He will frequently sell us stuff at a good rate and then come and buy it straight back from us. So get a couple of goods and we are out of here. We'll be making quite a few returns here, and I hope not to make the mistake that I made when I very first played this game and assumed that he only sells swords. I'd like to go to the market as well, but that's not part of the startup. Okay, crash course of the basics of running a store? I think not. There we go. Away you go. I know how to do this. Up goes our goodies. No, you may not speak with me. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, forget it. I don't have time for all this introductory stuff. We're gonna buy and sell and do just fine. I was hoping there would be something out that would scratch the same kind of itch that this game does, but I've not found anything. The closest has been Kamidori Alchemy Meister. Now that game was great, but it didn't quite hit the buying and selling experience in the right way. But the character growth and dungeon diving was all terrific. Okay, do we have to? Let's get away from this. I know how to buy and sell. Pepper says, Reset is great, but there's too much talking. Yeah, but we got a solution to that. Goodbye, event. Now, regrettably, the best way to play the game is to sell at 104% and buy at, I think, 70%. Because whilst it might look like the real way to play is to buy low and sell high, the real way to play the game is to improve your relationship with your customers so that they have bigger budgets. For you see, 4% on a 100 pix item ain't much, but 4% on a 10,000 pix item is quite a bit.
そもそもなぜ私たちがアイテム屋を始めることになったかというと、話は私とティアが出会った時に遡ります。
I don't think the VA budget was that high for this game. Yeah, thanks, great, but let's get on with it.
さあ、仕事しますよ。今日も頑張っていこう。
So now we have a bit of freedom, I think. No, there's still the adventure stuff to go. We don't have a lot of money, so it's not like I can stock up much for the store. So what we're going to do is go dungeon diving. And then get some real money. Now, if you were around for my 2015 run of this game, you know I'm not particularly good at the dungeoneering part of this game. Or rather, I wasn't. I bet I'm pretty good now. I've always been pretty good at games, but I only get better with every passing year, so surely I won't be floored by any archers this time around. Okay, that's quite enough talking out of you two. There is a pathetic adventurer hanging around here somewhere, and we're gonna have him suffer for us. Ah, here we go. If I can't work, I can't get to the money. Well, I got a deal for you, brother. Okay, long story short, we strong-arm this guy into fighting and dying for us, so let's go. Honestly, the story isn't that great in this game. If you want a merchant game with a terrific story, play Kamidori. That is amazing, but let's go and beat up Louis. Right. He moves, he swings. That's all we need to know. He's pretty good for most things, is Louis. Except he's pretty slow, and he has very low magic defense. Otherwise, he can block attacks, projectile attacks, and he hits fairly hard. And he's very consistent in the way that he handles. Very low SP though. So I need to be a bit sparing with his special attack. That's his special attack. Yeah, I normally do check that everything looks and sounds okay, so I'm just having to assume that we're alright. Maybe Louis a bit loud, I don't know. So, dungeon diving, you can level up your adventure doing this, which is a bit, sound is a bit loud apparently. Okay, right, there we go. We got a solution for that. Yeah, so why are we dungeon diving? Leveling up our guy here will let us deep dive into even deeper dungeons, but the real benefit is picking up items along the way, items that we will grab for free and sell at extortionate rates in our store. So you generally want to kill everything you come across, and especially open up every treasure chest you find, but you have limited capacity for items, so you're gonna have to be a bit picky. Oh, and you'll find unknown ingredients when you're dungeon diving, which are great if you're into the part of the game where you make special items with ingredients that you farm in the dungeons. I am definitely not into that. It's exceptionally grindy endgame stuff. But if you're a completionist, then this game will prey upon you. You can also find stuff that you might want to equip, so we got some clothes there. They would make our defense worse, so I don't want that. But if I found, say, a nice sword or a good shield, then I would equip Louis with that. I'd still get it back when we're done, though. The only way to permanently increase the fighting capacity of your dungeoneers is to actually sell them equipment in the shop. The sprite work in the game is pretty gorgeous. I mean, it's not the most highest detailed stuff I've ever seen, but it's pretty cute. Honestly, I'm looking to ditch Louis as soon as I can, because he's not a particularly interesting fighter. I'd love to get Elan, the impoverished monk, because he fights with fists, and I love characters that fight with their fists. I guess Griff would do as well, but he's fairly late game as I recall. Clothes make defense worse? Well, it's just that he's already wearing some kind of armor. Let's see. He's already wearing leather armor. So I imagine regular cloth clothes, not particularly good, but something like that, a wooden armband, is not something that he can actually equip. Okay. Well, no big deal. This is just the first dungeon, and it's not gonna deliver big bucks for us. But every item I get here is an item I can sell at 100% profit. Not just that, but an important part of this game is to always have items on hand when people ask you for them. Because what you really want to do when buying and selling, and I'll get to this more when we are actually doing it, is to have unbroken chains of successful transactions. Because that will build up a combo that will increase your merchant level, which will unlock a whole load of things for you. So although it goes against everything I live for, making money isn't everything in this game. No, that isn't true. Making money is everything in this game. But the way to go about it isn't always to maximize your profit in every single transaction. Sometimes you gotta play the long game. So we have the exit here, but I want to clean up the enemies, get some leveling, get some items like that orange. Orange is worth a decent amount of money. Once I clean up the last 3 enemies, we are out of here. Oh my. Getting some decent items around here. Some egg toast there. Where do we go? Yes, we can see the item value here. Egg toast worth 500, orange worth 700. Yeah, this is a pretty good haul for the trial of whatever's. Hall of Trials. Como1 says, Recettear. I like this game, but I never managed to finish it. It's not a particularly difficult game, but I can imagine it would get a slog after some time. One more enemy. Must kill them all. Okay, no special items, but that'll do. I really like how all the experience just gravitates towards you. So you don't have to do the run around and pick up all the dropped stuff. I really dislike it when games do that. The prequel-ish to this game, or the game that the Easy Game Station made before Recettear, Chantelis, had that. Those jewel things would drop out of enemies and you have to run around and pick them up. Such a pain. Backstabber913 has popped in and says, I just want to mention I've really been enjoying your Frostpunk videos. It has helped me enormously to better captain and push through rough times. Oh, you're very welcome. I highly enjoy playing Frostpunk, and I'm just waiting for the next challenge to pop the game back in and play through more. Alright, let's just go to the next floor. We've picked up loads of items. The Frostpunk stuff I've been doing has been a lot of fun for me. It's been very popular as well, but that's not really a metric that's cared about. I love that game. I can't wait to have more content for it. So Yatta, we have helped out Louis to get this thing. Maybe if I'd actually read what was going on. I think he gets his contract to be a full-time adventurer or something like that. But we, the Flying Balls of Greed, just care about getting the treasure and moving on. So shut up and give me the goods. That's it, Adventurers Guild card, so you can toss them out and become a full-time adventurer, and he will now work for us whenever we want. And the best thing about Louis is it's free for us to use him. This is a door, lets us leave, so let's leave. So we got a whole bunch of items. A lot of it is slime fluid, which is pretty useless right now, but that'll do for now. And we could return home, which we better do because we don't really have money to go and buy up more things. So we'll put on display what we have, especially the expensive stuff. Ooh, like that longbow. People will pay a bit more for things they see on the sparkly shelves. This is a surprisingly well kitted out store for just doing the first run. I'll take it. And I would like to go out and explore a bit. Whenever any of these are flashing, it means there's an event we could go and see. And whilst they are particularly useless, it's still a nice touch to go and see them. That said, not much we can do without money, so let's open up the store. Ah, there we go. So I bought this off of the guy for, I don't know, 1,000 picks or something, and I could sell it right back to him for 12.50. And if you look at the bottom left of the screen right now, I got a near pin plus 15 bonus, which gave me quite a bit more merchant level. Near pin means I was close to exactly what he wanted to pay for it. It's a stab in the dark, but if you set it to 104 or 105%, there's a good chance you'll get, well, you'll almost always get near pin, and you might get just pin, which is great. So Louis here is wanting to buy this orange. He's so broke, he was the one that got us this orange, but we'll gouge him a little bit. 740 for it. So not only do we get 740 picks for something we didn't even pay for, we get a nice bonus to our merchant level for it. And every unbroken transaction that we make, without scaring off our customers with our high prices, gives us a bit more of a combo pin for it. So, old guy here, what do you want in this longbow? I'd love to charge him loads of money for it so we can make loads of dosh, but it's super important to build up these near pin bonuses, and every time that I get a near pin, or even better a just pin, I build up the affection level of these customers. And whenever that increases, there's nothing in the game that actually shows you how and where and why it's increasing, but trust me, it is. Whenever you do that, they will have a bigger budget, and you really want people to have big budgets. Now I'd like to go out and stock up on items, and I could certainly do that at the Merchants Guild, but I would really like to go to the market as well so I can buy up some food. Food always sells, so we'll just open up the store again tonight. It shows you the little heart. Yes, it does, but that's not tracked anywhere in the game. He's so hungry, he wants the apple as well. Not just any old apple, that's an enchanted apple. I don't know what your mother-in-law needs with a defensive item there, but thank you kindly. Oh right, we rev her up, Not many people coming in for the evening, but you get fewer people come in at the very start and very end of the day. Which makes it hard to balance adventuring, because that takes 2 chunks of the day. There are 4 chunks a day. Morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, and evening. Alright, Tyr, what do you want to tell us about? So we have a scary amount of debt that our father left us with. Japanese law must be a real pain. Tyr, of course, is the loan shark that's coming to demand it back from us. Our midriff keeps talking to us, and she's saying that we need to repay 10,000 pix by the end of the week. Thanks for that. She also wants to give us a tutorial about buying things, right? Sell things to people to not drive them to burning the shop down. Yepperoni, easy as pie. Whenever you see something stupid like that, that is entirely the localizers taking liberties. I played this through a bit in Japanese and a bit in English, and I took some pretty big liberties with the characterizations of everyone, really. Hate to break it to you, but Japanese Recette does not say Capitalism Ho. Alright, you keep talking, telling me to buy things from people. I know how it works. Let's get out there. Because I want to hit up the market and the guild. And hey, other places are open with events. Let's check them out as well. You can go out and do as many things as you want, and it'll take up 1 unit of time. Unless you go dungeoneering, which takes 2. Tomato says, it sounds like the localizer improved the game then. It depends on how elitist you are with your translations. I mean, I think the game got the sudden surge up in popularity for the utter meme fest that it was with Capitalism Ho and the like. But that aside, it's a really strong game. I think these little events are nice for the game. I'm pretty happy that there's a growing trend in games to have these banter sessions. Recht. Lots of things I could be buying up. Something I like to do is have a few crappy items of everything in stock at least. As long as they don't cost too much, there's no big problem in me doing a bit of that, but the thing is, at this early point, I need money in bulk. So I want to buy expensive things that people are going to buy from me. Although it's also good to have cheap-ass crap on hand, too. Ah, he's still out of stock on the longsword. Alright. Food sells better than weapons does, but I want weapons so that hopefully Louis will come in and buy the weapons from me. So, buying a load of taiyaki, because it's going to have pretty good returns for me when I sell it. Otherwise, can I waste any more of my dosh? I think not, so we'll get back, sell what we have, and make the big bucks. The leather armor is worth a good amount, so keep it out there, but also we have become a taiyaki store. Excellent, let's get selling. Oh right, I don't have any money, so if somebody wants to sell me something, I'd be in deep trouble. However, we'll get some money by being the best taiyaki store around. There we go, I got a just bonus. That was exactly the amount that he wanted to pay for that. So we've got a big boost to merchant level. Not loads of money, but merchant level will help us get more money. So little girls are a massive pain. They have very little budget. I think they start off with 600 budget. So it's pretty dangerous and they want to buy expensive stuff. Thankfully she can afford this egg toast for her brother. There's a special event in the game where you can have your store infested by little girls. We'll try and trigger that later on. Damn, another full-on just bonus. Excellent. Just bonuses are great, but they pale in comparison to getting your combos fully grown. And as expected, everybody wants some of these takoyakis. I mean, I could sell it for a whole lot more money. Huh, I still got the near pin for that. Have I been playing this game wrong all along? Sell exclusively sweets, and then get the whole town addicted to sugar, then squeeze them for that 200%. Well, I can't wait till we start having some true price gouging in this game. Another Rebur Apu. Holy cow, it is late. Okay, this is where the game actually explains how the time works, but I already did, so thank you game, we don't need that. And I think due to us being level 3, we get this part, which is pretty important. Sometimes they come in asking for certain items, and that's when I really want to make sure I have at least one of everything in stock. So, choices are to keep selling stuff tonight, which would be useful in its own way, or to go on a little adventure. And I fancy an adventure. We'll bring Louis to, well, pretty much nowhere. Oh, we can go Jade Way. Oh, this is risky. Whatever, let's do it anyway. Louis could die and I lose a whole lot doing this. But that's okay. There's a boss in Jade Way that... yeah, she'll rip me to pieces. I'm quite certain of that. So either quit while I'm ahead, or dive in. Big risk, big win. Got ourselves a wooden shield, but we already have a wooden shield equipped, so there's no big boost to that. Thor Ben says, I hope you're enjoying your gifted sub, Jake. Wink. I think something went over my head there. This one never made any sense to me. Why do a bunch of fish just come flying out of nowhere and attack me? Can't attack them back, so no big deal. Criticals are entirely random in this game as far as I can tell, and they're actually a bit of a pain with Louis because they... Well, unrelated to the criticals I was getting there, it pauses your attack for a little bit, so it can mess with your positioning sometimes. So it'll be useful if I pick up some items that can restore health along the way here, because if I do stumble into the boss, then I'm gonna really need those. Did I just get side attack and back attack on that thing? I'll make a bit of an effort to go and check out the item combinations in this game. I think you can make awesome burgers if you grab enough different items. Red Crane's asking if there's a particular reason that I came back to this gem. It's been 4 years since I played it, and since then I haven't found anything that can really deliver the experience that you get with this game. So enough's enough. I'm coming back to it. Are bosses more of a gear check, or can you beat most of them with crap equipment? Crap equipment and or leveling. or rather good equipment and or leveling will see you through the bosses. I mean, I'm not that great at the combat in this game, so I don't have the most informed opinion there. But on the numerous times I've fought the boss to this dungeon, she has solidly walloped me. Then again, I'm super tight when it comes to kitting up Louis here. Give me the honey. Because what I could do is I could buy a nice sword and a bunch of good armor for Louis. And dungeon dive with that stuff equipped. Okay, well thank you. Go dungeon diving with that stuff equipped. It wouldn't necessarily cost me much money because you get your items back, provided you survive the ordeal. Ooh, free Taiyaki's nice. Taiyaki in a pinch can be consumed for... You're not going to tell me what it does? I was under the impression that it might tell me the effect of the item. Okay. Well, I'm quite sure edible things restore either SP or HP. And Jing's again? Get out of here. I'm really going to want that level up soon, because that explosion just tore off a huge amount of my health. Yeah, Louis pretty awful, but he's all you got at the start, and in order to get the next character, I need to beat this dungeon. But I think the boss is at floor 10, maybe floor 15. So it's going to be risky if I don't leave the dungeon at floor 5, I think. If that's even an option, I can't remember how leaving works. Man, I'm getting solidly walloped here. I should probably eat something. Can I eat a water shroom? No. Okay, what even restores health here? Chocolate? Oh, well, that was rubbish. Gave me back SP. I think this would give me back hit points, but I don't wanna waste it. Ah, what the hell? Better than dying. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, it was a nice run. We're dead already. I don't think any of this stuff's going to give me back health. Health is just a number, yeah, but it's slightly important here. Right, I'll just take care of the scrubs so I don't have to worry about getting attacked while this guy is defeatable at least. There we go. Whew. Let's take it a little bit easy. If you die, you lose all the items that you gathered along the way. So let's try not to take too much of a risk there. Because I would totally die. You get a rating at the end of every day, but it's pretty hard not to get exceeded expectations. Right, it's a bit of a risk that people can now come in and actually ask for specific items from me. I think we'll just keep all the ingredients. So I should try to keep a weapon, an armor, you know, basically one of everything on hand for when people ask for it. So clothes are armor, so I want to keep one of those, and books are books, so I want to keep one of those, and then we'll be pretty okay. Otherwise, I'm still a bit strapped for cash. Oh, it's a clothes rather than armor. I wonder if it'll work. So I don't have a lot on offer, but I need a bit of dosh, so let's open up. You didn't even get the slime liver. Did it drop? I didn't, Oh, damn, he's gonna try to sell me Thankful Statue. I actually can't afford to pay him a good amount for it, so I'm gonna lowball him. Goodbye, money. Oh, I'm gonna miss that dosh. Alright, so old man here actually wants a treasure, and I just picked up a really nice treasure as it happens, but I don't think he has the budget for that, so I'm gonna give him one of the small crap ones. Most regrettable. If I could sell that nice statue I got off of Louis, I'd be in money heaven, but I actually came out of that with less money than I went in, which is particularly bad. Well, the Adventurers Guild is closed for today, so I reckon it's better to just try and sell what I can right now, like that food. And then stock up in the marketplace next time. Oh no, he still wants to buy a treasure. Again, I could give him the Thankful Statue, but I really would not make money off of this. And I'd rather make a bit of money off of this. I mean, if I wanted to actually sell it, I'd have to go real low, I think. And I already went real low on it. Nah, not gonna happen. Normally people asking for treasures is pretty great. Oh, stop selling me stuff, I need money. That's what I need, people buying up my taiyakis. Exus28 comes in and says hi, well, hello. Alright, so this guy wants food, that's great because it allows me to sell some of my taiyaki. And I'm failing harder than GameStop here. Well, we'll still go out for a bit because there's a few events to check out. What's happening in the chapel? Ah, Louis, how are you doing? Praying for heaven to provide him with lunch. It's going to be a common theme that poor Louis is poor and starving. I can't help but wonder, is this some kind of joke at the, oh, what are those really crappy games about alchemy? I think they're Atelier games. They seem to have a running joke with barrels. It's the only thing I could guess out of that, but you can turn your shop into somewhere full of barrels as well. I think I hit a pressure point with Sidious there. So Lassie in the marketplace needs ideas for making food that isn't gratin. Pumpkin stew. It's not a bad idea, Tyr, actually. Alright, but still we're in the marketplace. We have something resembling money. I'm actually going to buy a couple of these crappy statues in case more people ask for treasure. Same with a book, and I gotta keep the taiyaki business running. And some spare food, and I don't want to buy candies and the like. I need weapons. You hear me? Weapons. Still out of stock on the long sword, though. Yeah, some armor might be quite good. Especially since I could give this to Louis and go dungeon diving with him wearing that. He might have a bit more survivability there. Okay, I can't fusion anything just yet. Ah, that's right. How's my merchant level doing? So we started at 1, customers will sell stuff, now we can take orders. More items in the guild and market will be good. Yeah, should all be good. Recht. It's a bit of a risk, but I'll put my armor on sale because I really want that dosh. There's not really much point putting a thankful statue out. Nobody would have the budget to buy it from me. I'll put out a book, another taiyaki, and the rest I want to keep in reserve. God, I got no money. Ah, so there was a little heart popping up next to the guild master there. Means I've leveled up his affection. He should be able to buy things to a lot more value from me. I don't know exactly how much it goes up to. I'm going to take a ballpark and assume that he can now spend about 5,000 ducats on me. Finally getting some dosh in. There's only a couple of transactions, but anything that keeps me in the black. I only got a well done. James, this is going rough. Remember, I got to pay that loan off in 1, 2, 3 days, and I don't have a lot of anything to pay it off with. Harumph. I think I'm gonna armor up Louis and then just go for it on the dungeon diving. Hopefully I'll give them some good survivability. Now let's go and do Jadeway good and proper. So I can't get rid of the adventurer's possession, and I got 4 extra defense from equipping the iron armor, as well as a couple bits of iron defense. So yes, let's Ganbate. Off to a great start there, Louis. God, you're rubbish. But I'm just about to get a level up, so that's fine. Well, the sooner I deal with all this, the sooner I get the next adventure unlocked. That should make everything, if not easier, at least faster. Are we trying to bleed the town dry? That is exactly what we're trying to do. Oh, and these enemies are good for showing off that Louis can shield. Not particularly useful. Projectiles are easy to dodge. But Louis not completely useless, just mostly useless. And there's a nice thing, if enemies are defeated by hazards on the map, you still get the experience for it. Very generous of the game. Jake, do you ever find mods for games that you like? For example, this one, or do you just enjoy revisiting the original experience? I'm not aware of any mods for this game. Not even sure if it's moddable at all. And I tend to be a purist with my game. I play vanilla more often than not. But there are some exceptions to that, of course. RimWorld's the first game I've played and went, yeah, this is infinitely superior with mods. I used to play Europa Universalis 4 very heavily modded. No, not EU4, EU3. Mayo was incredible. But no, the vast majority of the cases, it's vanilla for me. And mods I go to if I'm tired of the game but still want more. You cannot mod Recettear, sadly, says Lincoln Trends. I mean, that's quitter talk right there. You could if you put your mind to it. But I guess nobody has, and I'm not going to buck that trend. I was recently playing through Rogue Survivor. Because, hell, I love that game. And after a little bit I realized I was playing this this version that I modded quite a while ago because it had names of people in chat in it. I noticed that after I shot Maximilian Zero dead. And found Nitro sleeping on a park bench. Do you think all the rocks falling on Louis' head might cause permanent damage? No, if anything, there's improvement to be had there. Louis is just impressively slow, so when you get the speed debuff, it's pretty painful. Oh. Floor 8, I certainly want the next level before I hit floor 10. So let's go and slap a few more things silly. Getting a better sword would also be a sizable upgrade for us. Alright, oranges I seem to recall restoring health, so that could be promising for us. Again, I lose everything I pick up if the boss comes and just slaps me silly. Doesn't matter if I take hits here because I thought I had an SP attack in me there. There we go. All health, all SP restored. And I have a new attack. How do I switch attacks? There we go. Not that the new attack is any good at all, but better to have it not need you. Pot stand, that's a treasure. I think half the satisfaction of the battle is the sound of collecting all the cash on the floor. Well, it's a nice sound, but it is not cash, it is experience points. Look at my experience bar, it's the red circle around Louis' face in the bottom left. There we go, grows when we collect those things. So if I go through this without taking any damage, I might have a chance of defeating our mortal enemy here. Provided our mortal enemy does come at floor 10. Yikes. Is that lizard on a stick? Bit risky to go exploring around here, because if I take damage, I'm not going to have it restored for the fight, but if there's a new sword in a treasure chest around here, better believe I want it. Also, it's not inconceivable to level up to... what? Okay, that was... that was a little bit cheap, but okay. Yeah, slight chance of hitting level 11 for the fight, which would be useful. And given how much SP I've spent, I really want to hit level 11 for the fight. The dungeons are pocket change compared to the shop. Oh yeah, I mean, you want the big bucks in the game, and the game is all about making the big bucks. You do the shopping and you do it well. But there are some items you can only get in the dungeons, and it helps unlock characters that will bring big budgets to your store. Yeah, I mean, the game's perfectly beatable without dungeon diving. It means you can focus all your time and efforts into just buying and selling. But I think that's a bit dull on its own. To the same level that Kamidori gets a bit dull. Ooh. Well, there's nothing I have that's... slime fluid's a bit rum. Well... I mean, what is it again? It's some bread. I'll just leave it on the floor for now. Now I really want that level, just in case the boss shows up on the next floor. Because the boss will do me in for sure at this rate. So a couple loops around here should get me all the experience I need for next level, then we advance. Oh, that's assuming that there are the enemies to get us some experience. It's no, they seem to spawn along. Good experience off the hornets, and they die in one shot. It's just a case of finding them. Especially when you're slow Louie. Main thing I want, if the next floor has the boss, is my SP back. Can leave you in a bad position after you use it, but... unloads a fair bit of damage. That said, I don't think the odds are good for me against Charm. She hits hard and fast. Love this game back in the day, says Karanos. Yeah, it was a great release, right in the golden age of these indie games coming out on Steam. That should do it. Hell yes. Now, that chocolate. I do want that chocolate. I want it more than some slime fluid. Nice thing is, items that you drop just appear on the ground like that. Also, I should grab this other bread, just in case the big fight is coming up and just rogers me. Clothes are pretty unremarkable, so away they go. Let's do this. Ah, wasn't the big bad at all. Alright, well. If I remember this well, I want the rat to go and eat the poisonous shrooms, and then I just wallop you when you're on the ground. And I get rid of the red ones because those give health back to the big cheese. Man, it's just like fighting Mr. Vile. Come on, eat up. I'm sure you're hungry. That said, I wouldn't take my chances with a red spotted mushroom personally. Done and done right. I really gotta know how much health the walnut bread restores here. 26. Okay, not a lot. Not a lot at all. Do we take the big risk? Big risk, big win. Nah, let's head back for a bit. So a lot more going on again, but we can go back to the store and make a bit of dosh and fight another day. It's a bit dangerous to have the iron armor out on display, because if Louis doesn't buy it, then it's gone and I can't use it, but we'll take the big risk anyway. Big risk, big win. Ah, the pot stand is good treasure to sell, it's not too expensive. I'll have the thankful statue out actually. Come to think of it, the pot stand as well, because the guild master can probably buy them now. Let's go. Again, trying to make me broke, Louis. Louis's got a pretty low budget, but whatever. So, our hungry guild man, I want to shove the most expensive food I have down his throat. That would be this honey. How much for the honey? How much to watch you eat it? Perfect pricing there as well. Big bonus to merchant level. This guy wants a weapon. I don't really have much in the way of weaponry, but I'll sell him this bow because it's the most expensive weapon I have. And surely he can afford that. For 20 bucks, and we